Hey, welcome back to Legal Clarity. I'm your host. Today we're going deeper into one of the most shocking legal topics we've covered, adverse possession. Specifically, how long does your neighbor actually need to use your land before they can legally claim ownership? The answer varies dramatically by state, and in some states, it's shockingly short. Let's get into it. In some U.S. states, your neighbor only needs to use your land for 5 years before they can legally file a claim to own it. 5 years. And if you weren't paying attention, you could lose part of your property forever. Today I'm breaking down exactly how long adverse possession takes in every major state and what you can do to stop the clock before it runs out. Let's start with the states where the clock runs fastest. In California, the adverse possession period is just 5 years. But the claimant must also pay property taxes on the disputed land during that time. In Louisiana, it can be as short as 10 years for open possession, but only 30 years without paying taxes. In Montana and Nevada, the period is 5 years with tax payment. In Arizona, it ranges from 3 to 10 years, depending on whether taxes were paid. These are the states where property owners need to be most vigilant, because the window closes faster than most people realize. Now let's look at states with longer periods. In New York, the adverse possession period is 10 years. In Florida, it is 7 years with color of title and tax payment, or 20 years without. In Texas, the period ranges from 3 to 25 years, depending on the specific circumstances. In Illinois, the standard period is 20 years. In Pennsylvania, it is 21 years. And in Maine, it is 20 years. The longer the period, the more time you have to discover and stop an encroachment. But that does not mean you should wait. Even in a 20-year state, 10 years of unchallenged use creates a strong legal foundation for an adverse possession claim. Here is what most people get wrong about adverse possession timelines. The clock does not start when the encroachment begins. It starts when the use becomes open, continuous, hostile, and exclusive. Which means, if your neighbor built a shed on your land 5 years ago, but only started using it regularly last year, the clock may have only started last year. And here is the most important thing you can do right now. Interrupt the clock. Visit your property lines regularly. If you see any encroachment, send a written notice immediately. Grant written permission if you're okay with the use. This destroys the hostile element and stops any adverse possession claim permanently. Or post your property with no trespassing signs, which interrupts continuous use in most states. Here is the bottom line. Adverse possession is not theoretical. It happens to real property owners every single year across every single state. The timeline varies, but the vulnerability is universal. Know your state's period. Walk your property lines at least once per year. And the moment you see an encroachment, act immediately. Not next month, not next year, the same day. And that's it. Know your state's adverse possession period. Walk your property lines every year, and act immediately when you see any encroachment. If this video helped you understand a risk you didn't know you had, share it with every property owner you know. Subscribe so you don't miss next week, where we cover the legal gray areas most homeowners never think about until it's too late. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.